welcome to another Teacher's Corner. I'm Teacher Kirby, and today we're going to talk about unlocking some of the extra little things available from your fleet. These are things like the extra duty officer slot, or and that means, okay, where is it? There it is. So, for example, you can see if I click on roster, active space here, you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is possible to unlock a sixth duty officer for both space and ground. This is a pretty low level tune, so I haven't slotted any active ones yet. Okay, and you can also see there are, under traits, like I said, low level tune, there's a sixth starship trait, a sixth space reputation trait, a sixth ground reputation, or sorry, a fifth. Hello, can't add today. A fifth starship trait, fifth space reputation, fifth ground, and fifth active reputation. These are all available for unlock at a fleet holding. So not only will I reveal which holding, but we will go over exactly where to go in that holding and how to get there, all that good stuff. Alright, so first things first, now I should tell you that my fleet, and this is my KDF fleet, so House of Oreo, if you look, is currently level 4, working on our tier 5. So we have most things tier 4. We're working on our engineering. And each of our holdings are, for the most part, complete. Spire, Research Lab, K13 we're working on. Embassy and Dilithium Mine are complete. So keep that in mind. I'll go over how to tell if you can access these things by looking at your starbase. Alright, so with that in mind, so the first thing we'll do is talk about unlocking the sixth duty officer, can't speak today, sixth duty officer slot for both active space and active ground. Okay. Alright, so first things first, those are available at the Spire. So because my fleet has unlocked it, I can go to the Spire immediately through my transwarp. Okay, so I can go to the Fleet, Solanae, Dyson, Sphere, Spire. And there we go. If you don't have the ability to do this, you can go, either you can go through your normal starbase, or you can get somebody with a higher level spire to invite you directly to their spire, and that way avoid the transwarp. Alright, so I'm now at my spire, I'm in space. I want to get to the ground, so I click on traffic control and dock at Spire. And here we go. Now I'm in my Spire. Now this is also where you come to get your vulnerability locators or exploiters. Now as you look around, we've got quite a bit here going on. Now what I want is going to be to my left from the beam insight. I want this person here who has the personnel officers above their head, and they are labeled personnel officer. So I'm going to click on requisition personnel, store, and you'll notice there are 2 tabs. Voth officers, these are okay, these are nice, and then active duty. So you'll see I have two choices for active duty, +1 active ground duty officer slot, and +1 active space duty officer slot. Now you should note the price. Each one of these is 150,000 fleet credits. They are, as a friend of mine says, they're proud of these. In other words, they're expensive and there's no negotiating that price. You can get an invite to a higher level spire if yours does not have access to these, and buy it through theirs. Okay, so buying it from a higher level spire, not an issue. If you are not sure if your spire has access to these, it's very simple to find out. Simply click on the Your Fleet icon right here and find your spire, which is here. And so what you're going to look for, you can look on each holding. If you click on I'm going to look at the research tier. Okay, so you can click on it and it tells you what becomes available at each tier. So tier 1, you get the equipment, rare obelisk swarmer, advanced plasma integrated warp cores, and thorn infused singularity cores. Now if I look at tier 2, I get very rare obelisk swarmers and vulnerability exploiters. Tier 3 gives me a few other things and gives me so tier 3 gives me elite obelisk swarmer, vulnerability locators, plasma integrated warp cores, and thorn infused singularity cores. Now if I look at operations, same thing, uncommon Voth duty officers. Okay, and here we go. So you have to be tier 2 in operations to get the +1 active ground active roster slot. Okay, and tier 3 operations to get the +1 space active roster slot. Alright, so if you do not have tier 2 or tier 3 for the operations tier, you can go to either another fleet in your armada that does have it and ask them for an invite, or you can go to a chat service like NOP Public Service, okay, and ask somebody in there for an invite to the spire for, you would say, looking for invite to, if you're a Fed, you'd say Fed. If you're KDF, you'd say KDF. Spire for duty officer slots. Something like that, so they know what you want, they know whether they can help you or not. Okay, and make sure you specify the faction that you're aligned with. Okay, so to find out if you can do this, again, click on the tier, look down here at what is available at that tier. If you have achieved that tier, then that is available for your fleet. Okay, now I did not promise only the plus duty officer slots. I promise we're going to go through all the extra things you can unlock. So to move to the next thing, I'm going to click on traffic control, and there are quite a few things you see I can move to. So I'm actually going to go to the embassy because there's something at the embassy that I can unlock. So I'm transwarping to the embassy. Slow loading. Yay! Okay. And here we go. 1%. Wow, it's just raring right along. Alright, come on. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Come on, come on, come on. 40%. Wow. There we go. Alright. And so I have beamed into this area. And now I want to go down to the shuttle bay. Here's the shuttle bay. Okay. So now, and it has been a while, forgive me. Yes, I want to go to this. There we go. So I want to go to the console that's straight ahead, and I'm looking for, notice there are 3 tabs here: consumables, commodities, and assignment slots. This gives you +1 active duty officer assignment slot. So what this means is, duty officer, you know how you have 20 assignment slots available? Okay, so this will give you 21. So you can do 21 assignment slots instead of 20. Alright, so this is a nice thing to have. So if you wish to do more duty officer assignments, there you go. Now this costs 50,000 fleet credits, so there you go. Save those fleet credits. Now, to leave the embassy, we come down the ramp and we go here. And I'm going to take my shuttle to my fleet starbase. And now I'm doing this because, remember, I used my transwarp. Okay, so now I want to go to the last place, and that is my K13 holding, or the research lab. So I'm going to go to the research lab, which is where my third and final bit of upgrades for my characters. Alright, so I want to contact traffic control and beam to the interior. Here we go. Now, for this one, this is going to be all of those, you remember all of those extra traits, the 5th starship trait, the 5th space reputation, the 5th ground reputation, the 5th active reputation. All of those can be unlocked here at the research lab. So, to get those, I'm going to come straight across to this glowing console here. Alright, so there are a few extra things. So you have trait and R&D project slot store. So as you can see, there are quite a few things here. So first thing you have is your R&D project slot. This is very similar to the active assignment one, where it simply gives you an extra project slot. So this means for your R&D here, instead of having only 5 project slots available, you can now have 6. Okay, so this means if you're a crafter and crafting those tech upgrades, you can get up to 12 upgrades instead of the normal 10. Okay, very good if you're trying to earn some money. All right, that is 100,000 R&D or 100,000 fleet credits to unlock the R&D project slot. And then we have the one active ability reputation slot. This is the tier 5. So this is your, let me move this over here. So this is your active reputation. This is this one. Okay, and that is 150,000 fleet credits plus 50,000 refined dilithium. So they're darn proud of that. Okay, and then we have +1 space reputation trait slot. That is this one here. All right, and that is 100,000 fleet credits plus 25,000 refined dilithium. Again, they're proud of that. Then we have the +1 ground reputation slot. And that's this one here. And that is 100,000 fleet credits and 25,000 refined dilithium. And then, of course, we have the Starship trait slot, and that is 250,000 fleet credits and 100,000 refined dilithium. This is the one they are the most proud of. Okay, so it is a good idea to unlock these slots if you're looking to do some extra DPS, eke the most out of your ship. But it is, as we've said, or as I've said, a bit expensive. However, this is more about where to find these things than whether or not it's a good thing to have. So, there you go. This is where you find them. You find, again, the TLDR. You can find the unlockable traits at the Crenham Research Lab. You can find the duty officer, the roster, the active ground and active space slots at the Spire. And if you like doing duty officer missions, you can find the active assignment slot at the embassy. So, this has been Teacher Kirby. Hope you learned something here. And you can hear the discussion of Teacher's Corner live every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on the Pilot Review Show. I look forward to seeing you there.